Hi, I'm Sean Short. Some folks call me Shawnee Alfalfa Seed or the Chicken Guy, but I do appreciate you taking a moment to peek into our world of sprouting. Now, before we dive in, let me share a bit of the journey that has led me here. I grew up here on the Front Range of Colorado and lived in South Park. No, it's not like the cartoon, except maybe the foul language, but the mountains are quite amazing, and I'm so amazed to have learned about the world up in the mountains. Yeah, when I was 18, I made a really bad decision that changed my life forever. I broke my back trying to steal a keg of beer from a hotel and was told I would never walk again. But somehow, through a mix of fate and determination, I beat the odds. Not only did I walk again, but I became a certified ski instructor and compete in off-road triathlons. Now, in 2011, life led me to the University of Hawaii at Manoa, where I got talked into a molecular biology degree and a plant science degree, right? How do you get talked into those? Well, I really owe much of my education and mentorship from Dr. Harry Ako, who I call the Mr. Miyagi of Manoa. But for real, I was struggling with a lot more than studying science back then. During that time, I was dealing with my alcoholism. Days were spent between my classes at the bottom of a bottle, and I spent every last penny I had on booze. And at one point, I'm embarrassed to admit that I even resorted to stealing lentil seeds because I had no money left over. There were moments when it felt like I'd hit rock bottom, and to be fair, I had further to fall before I got sober in 2017. Now, that's where Sprouts came in. So, in this tiny space of a sober living dorm with little more than this Powerade bottle that I found in the recycle bin and these stolen lentil seeds, I started sprouting. It was born out of desperation, but those tiny green shoots really sparked something inside of me. Instead of searching for answers at the bottom of the bottle, I started to see a new future that was ahead of me. The sprouts taught me that with a little creativity and some resourcefulness, that you can grow something from almost nothing. And it's that spirit that's led to the creation of Blooming Health Farms, our nonprofit aquaponics farm that's helping justice involved kids learn to farm. We combine agriculture with STEM education to give these kids the tools they need to run their lives around something that I had to learn the hard way. So, what is sprouting? Well, sprouting is like what it sounds, germinating your seeds and then utilizing them in their sprouted state for food. The process is simple and inexpensive, even when you don't steal the seeds. The nice thing about sprouts is you can use the seed you already have or know about. Grains like oat and wheat, or legumes like lentils, and the oil seeds like sunflowers are really simple to sprout. And the process is very straightforward. It only requires the seed of your choice, a clean, fresh water source, and just a little bit of knowledge. Now, sprouting is a method for naturally increasing the health qualities of your foods. There's these Spanish researchers that I talk about in my book, Thinking Outside the Soil, that showed sprouts have a higher nutritional value than their full grown plants. That means the little baby plants are more nutritious than their adult plants. And these researchers showed that each of these crops had really high levels of vitamins and minerals. Pretty neat, right? Now, sprouts are also a more complete protein because during that germination phase, the plants are forced to produce all the essential amino acids necessary to create life, which means that sprouts provide many of the essential amino acids and improve the overall health of all who eat them, us and our chickens. Now, there's many systems available from companies that I mentioned in my book, Thinking Outside the Soil, and I've included a lot of those systems that I recommend with links and references inside that book. I've also got them elsewhere here in Skool just for you. Now, you're encouraged to use one of these setups that makes sense for you. You can buy the materials like one of these kits to make yourself a sprouting kit, or you can get clever with what you have on hand. Now, I've got a simple design that's available here in Skool and also in Thinking Outside the Soil. Feel free to alter it as you need. I'd love to hear how clever you can be with how you figure out how to sprout, because at the end of the day, there are many right ways. Now you'll see here below that there are DIY or do-it-yourself instructions for a sprouting lid. Now there's a few different options. Go ahead, go through that if you need to make your own lid. And then at the bottom of this section, you will see a few action steps. Go ahead, download the Sprouting 101 guide and read those 14 pages, but also watch the video linked below that will show you how to easily and simply sprout this for yourself or for your flock. And in the example in the video, I am using barley, which is a really simple and easily available grain. So give it a try. Let me know.